You know, we live in a time where we are made to feel bad about everything. We're made to feel bad, inadequate, not enough, like we cannot be happy unless. It's a very conditional society. And part of the struggle that so many of us, and especially the high functioning women, the problem we all have is that we struggle to meet our own needs and to match our own expectations because we are not on our own side. It's almost like we unconsciously want ourselves to fail and to always feel bad. Why? Because feeling bad is our self-concept. Think about that. Feeling bad, feeling not enough, feeling like you'll never measure up is something that you've gotten so used to in your emotional body that it's almost like something you crave. So even when there's an opportunity for you to feel good, you don't feel good. You find reasons for yourself to not feel good or not to stay in that feeling. You find the next problem to focus on. You feel guilt for celebrating or giving yourself pleasurable experiences. And this is something I see so often, so much for my coaching clients. And this is hurting not just themselves, but their businesses and everything that they're working towards. And then they wonder, like, why can't I get out of this place? Why do I keep ending up with the same level of income, the same results? Why am I always unable to be happy, unable to celebrate what I've created? Well, it's this loop. It's this loop of unconsciously re-entering that state that you are trying to escape. The key word here is unconscious. And I think that this has a lot to do with the programming and the conditioning that we have been taught by society. And a lot of that is dependent on us feeling inadequate, feeling not enough in order for other people to feel better about themselves, in order for media companies or other companies to make money off of our lack. Look, I'm not demonizing them. I'm not saying that there's an utter problem with the world and that everything's crap. That is not the point, because this is the world that we live in. Period. There are always going to be polarities. There are always going to be ups and downs, highs and lows, black and white. That polarity is something that we've got to learn to work with and find our footing in. Now, what does this mean for you? If you are somebody who wants to become unapologetic, to become shameless in who you are and to stop apologizing, well, here's the first step. You need to realize that you saying sorry, you diminishing your light, dressing down, shrinking back is not serving anybody. And the reality is we often do this. We make ourselves small, we play lesser than we actually can, we don't go full out, we refrain from risking too much, we worry, we spend our energy on anxiety in comparison because we're just afraid. And the reason why we're afraid is because somewhere along the way, somebody told us to quieten down, to be less open, less honest, to be less loud. Somebody told us that we were too thin, too big, too tall, too small, and we believe that. If this happened to you when you were a child, especially if it was by people you respected and had trust in, then you would have naturally internalized that. What does that mean? It means that you would have made it a personal thing. You would have made the issue that they had a problem with. Again, you probably never had a problem with it until they brought it up, until they commented on your skin, on your hair, on your height, on your body weight. You probably never had any insecurities about that until they said it. So you internalize their issue and made it your own. And that's because you just didn't know what to do with it. As a kid, you sort of believe the things that you're told as if they're truth, because your sense of knowing in the world comes from those around you. And so when you internalize that, you begin to make it your identity. And that identity begins to become a self-fulfilling prophecy throughout the rest of your life. Even if, again, you never had a problem with it to begin with. And this is what's so wild, because we are walking around the world as fully grown adults today, literally with insecurities that were planted inside of us that we never had an issue with. Our soul, our being, our most natural, authentic state has no problem, has zero issues with our body weight, has zero issues with the fact that we look this way, that our skin is this way. It actually has no problem with it. And the reason why we believe that it's a problem, that we're broken, that we're wrong, that we are the reason why things didn't work out, is because somewhere along the way, it felt true. And we embodied that truth. And so when we're trying to break out of that truth, often we're doing it in these kind of artificial way. We're trying to heal our own wounds. We're trying to create that feeling of wholeness artificially with the stuff that the world offers us. You want to know what kind of stuff that is? That's the plastic surgery, the over consumerism, the eating and indulging, the materialistic pursuit, the chase for status, the desire to have everything. When in reality, you probably don't want half the things that you think you want. You just think you want them because somebody told you that if you had them, you would be happier, prettier, more beautiful, you'd be able to be more peaceful. The thing is, this is harming you even more. Even if temporarily it gives you a high, it gives you the illusion that you are happier, that you are prettier, that you are more accepted, it is only ever going to be temporary because you are the person that has to live with yourself. Your own mind you carry with you wherever you go for as long as you live. And so if you're not gonna manage your mind or work with what's actually going on in the deeper sense of who you are, then you're always gonna come up against that same inadequacy over and over and over again, and you're just going to keep piling your life with stuff to cover it up and to try to either numb it or make yourself temporarily feel better. But it's never an ultimate fix. True happiness, true zen, true self-acceptance, and being able to truly be unapologetic as yourself requires you to actually look at the moments in your life where you believed that somebody else's truth was more powerful, more true than your own. And your own truth is always going to be that you are perfect as you are, that you get to have the most beautiful experience of life, that you are brilliant, you are smart, you are just the right height, just the right frame, and you have just everything about you is perfect. There are no conditions that you need to meet to be good enough, to be worthy enough, to be loved enough. And I think that the reality of this world that is super polarized, that has positive, negative, good, bad, is that we're going to have to work through that mess and remain steadfast in our self-concept, remain steadfast in the belief that we have, even if our circumstances say no. Even if our circumstances say that there's no reason why you are lovable, even if your circumstances say there's no reason you can believe you are wealthy or can be wealthy, you have to hold that belief steadfastly and know that it is your birthright. And that's the beginning of this work. The second and final part to taking up space shamelessly, unapologetically, is seriously you acting like you are it, like behaving like you are the queen. And this is something I teach my clients. I show them how to behave like a queen, to behave like the wealthiest version of themselves. And we do this thing where if they're doing things like checking their bank account or being anxious about money, like I ask them, is that coming from broke girl behavior or rich girl behavior? And anytime that they feel like they are just hustling or moving really fast or feeling like they have to meet everyone else's needs except their own, I ask them, are you acting like a queen right now or are you behaving like a peasant? And these are very confronting questions. Look, I love my clients, they love me, we're good, but this is the level of calling out that you need in your life if you were so used to unconsciously going back into your old patterns. And this is abundance in its finest because you are no longer believing the narrative, again, even though circumstantially it may look completely opposite, you are no longer believing the narrative that you are worthy of anything lesser or that you need to hustle or you need to struggle. You begin to act and behave in accordance to the highest version of yourself. And yes, it will feel delusional. Just like today, there are some days where I just woke up and I'm like, I'm gonna dress like I'm the most important person I know. I'm gonna dress like I'm the wealthiest person I know. And those moments, if you don't do them often enough, or if nobody else around you does it, nobody else dresses up because they're just going to the grocery store. If nobody else does it mean that it's wrong or bad? No, it just means that nobody does it. So just do it. If it makes you feel good, if it elevates your state, do it. And this is exactly why I do it. This is exactly why I prescribe this to my clients, to dress up, to feel better, to feel abundant, to feel incredible in your own body, to look in the mirror every time you pass yourself and to just feel like you are just so amazing, so beautiful. If you need to dress up to feel that, then do it. Pull out all stop in order to give yourself the best possible chance at sustaining that state of abundance and sustaining the belief that you are worthy. And so this is one of my abundance practices that I am gifting to you today that you can literally trial. Do it. Dress up for 30 days straight and dress up with your best outfits. Don't keep your best shoes in the closet. Don't keep your best coats in the closet. Like, put them on, wear them. Don't wait for a special occasion, because you have to start flipping the narrative that every day is a special occasion. Every day you are worth wearing the clothes that you want to wear. Every day you are worth buying the coffee for. Whatever it is that lights you up, do it. Don't wait for the special occasions. Don't wait for the invitations. Practice being in that abundance and practice not apologizing for it, because this is what's going to get in your head. You get dressed up, you get in your zone, you're in your own energy, and it's a vibe. Then you go out there in the world, somebody gives you a look. Now the old version of you wants to shrink back and say, you know what, I'm like really weird, and like this is weird, like why am I doing this, and this is so embarrassing. And it's gonna start apologizing. It's gonna start shrinking back and saying like, maybe I shouldn't, maybe I don't deserve to, who do I think I am? That's a big one. But you need to fight that. You need to stay in that state of knowing what you are worth, knowing you are deserving. And even if it feels delusional, remind yourself that no, it's not delusional, it's the truth. It's actually what is. Everybody's just been living in an illusion, and so have I. And it's time that we break that reality and we create that new one. So this is my debut, you guys. This is who I am. And you guys better accept it, because I'm not apologizing for it, right? So when you go out there in the world, the battle is always going to be feeling like you have to apologize because they don't get it, or they are projecting their fears or their own insecurities on you, or they're projecting the fact that they feel scared to be who they are. Let them. That's their problem. In fact, by you staying steadfast and you continuing to do what you got to do, and owning your light and taking up space, being unapologetic, the more that you will actually inspire them and encourage them to step into their own authority and power. And that is the power of this work, because when you live elevated, when you are committed to your abundance and actually changing the narrative for yourself, you will naturally change the narrative for other people. And that is such an incredible gift that you get to give people. So if you're wondering, how the heck do I make this work? I have created a 6-day training for you. It's completely free, and it's called Becoming Unapologetic as Your Own Damn Self. And if you are wanting to really understand some of the roots, the patterns, the things that are going on underneath it all, and you want to break those cycles of feeling like you have to be sorry or shrinking yourself back, and you finally want to take up space in the world, you finally want to be confident and be that baddie everywhere you go, you want to sign up for that training. It's a 6-part training, and it is free, you guys. I want you to access this. I want you to enjoy it. I want you to soak it up, and I want you to watch it every day for the next 30 days as often as you need to. And this will reprogram your mind. This will reprogram the way that you see yourself, and it will help you understand why you do what you do on so many levels, and therefore gives you the permission to create a new reality, starting with your mind, but then affecting how you carry yourself in the world. All right, my loves. Thank you for joining me today. I will catch you in my next episode. Bye. If you want to take your abundance to another level, I want to help you. I'm a life and business coach for women who want to step into their next level by activating wealth from the inside out. To help you take your first step to unlocking true abundance and your aligned potential, I'm giving you free resources, workshops, and masterclasses that you can access on demand right now. Check out www.nicoleconception.co/free-resources to get your hands on it. For more videos like this, check out the other playlists and series I have on this channel. And don't forget to hit subscribe to be notified whenever I drop a new video. And if you're more of the podcast type, check out Freedom in Flow, where I dive even deeper into the concepts that will help you create less hustle and more flow, abundance, and alignment in your life and business. Now, if you're a reader, you'll want to subscribe to my email list for unfiltered, honest, and most importantly, applicable life upgrades. Now, don't be a stranger. Connect with me on Instagram and TikTok and send me a message. I love getting to know you and your story. It's why I do this. Okay, my lovely, that's all for now. I'll see you soon. Signing off, Nicole.